What's up, everybody? We just wrapped our podcast with Matt Dennison of IFHT Films, where we talked about his unique approach to storytelling, being organic in your content creation, and why VHS cameras still matter. Let's jump into it.
What's up, guys? Welcome to On the Reel. We've got some really special guys in the room today doing on the podcast in Las Vegas. We've got Kaz, Andrew, and Matt. These guys are from IFHT Films.
Can they see me throwing gang signs right now?
Yeah,
Is this recorded?
Yeah. There's a camera over here. I didn't tell you that though.
Word.
Well, what's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Guys, say hi. Kaz.
Hey, thanks for having us.
And Andrew.
It's Andrew over here. Thanks for having us.
We
sharing one mic.
we didn't know. Yeah, we thought it was Matt was coming. We got two extra dudes, which is great.
Yeah,
we
we're
only
not
had,
mad.
We only have 4 mics, so
Yeah.
that's my.
And a lot of
in the
beers.
road in the freaking roadcaster thing only takes 4.
So we got 4 mics.
So we're sharing
So
mics
if you hear
tonight.
a little,
deep.
like a little passing, then someone else is gonna talk.
Sharing mics and sharing stories.
Yes, absolutely. Damn.
So if you're not familiar, IFHT Films is let's say, responsible for bangers such as The Sickest Edit Ever, How to Be a Filmmaker, How to Be a High Schooler. They've had a multitude of viral videos on the, how you say, the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
Yes. So let's go ahead and start off with, let's talk about the origin of IFHT.
The origins. You want to bring it back?
Let's bring it back.
You want to bring it
can
all the way to
introduce
the
your start.
beginning.
You can introduce yourself, Matt, if you want,
Yeah,
and
if
jump
you-
into the
yeah.
origin.
Well, I am. I'm a filmmaker from Vancouver. Kaz and Andrew are two of my 3 employees right now, 4 employees, and we are of a YouTube channel called IFHT. We've been on YouTube for 10 years. We have 2 YouTube channels. Our main one that has been running for the longest since 2009 is Sketch Comedy, and our second one, which we're going hard on right now with weekly videos, is called Mahalo My Dude.
And it's awesome.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank
you guys
you.
are killing it.
Man.
And we started kind of by accident, which I think a lot of YouTubers, that's how a lot of YouTubers started. Just kind of making something for fun and then realizing, hey, this is fun. and then
People like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, let's get some easy dopamine with that like on Facebook. Wow. Let's keep doing it.
Repeat process.
Yeah. And we just made me and my friend Jason, who we met through mountain biking. Really, all of my stories of like how things started usually fall back to mountain biking. I'm an avid mountain biker. I've mountain biked as long as I can remember. It runs in the family. Dad and brother were huge mountain bikers. Jason and I, we met mountain biking, and that's how we first fell in love with cameras. Jason was actually the first guy who used. He had some sort of crappy camcorder. I don't even know what it was on the crappiest tripod of all time, man.
Like,
and they were
the SanDisk ones that are
Yeah.
like falling like
The,
cramping.
the one where the one leg just like jams all the time
Yeah.
and it's like doesn't fold in and stuff
the
like
head
that.
doesn't work. It doesn't lock. You have to tape it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the head is so bad that we found a trick on YouTube to use an elastic band. You put the elastic band, right?
Yes.
And you pull it.
Classic.
So it did not work. Like
The rubber band broke.
no,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
the tripod's too crappy. Like worse tilt and pans. Anyways, Jason was making a full-time movie, or a feature film, which he released on Pink Bike, and it was called Frequent Stops. And I met those guys, Jason and his friends, and they were making a movie, and I thought, hey, this is kind of cool. Kind of got involved, got used to playing with some cameras, and then in the winter, we couldn't make any bike videos because it was too wet, so we decided to make some comedy. We threw it up on Facebook, and
Boom.
really the rest is history.
Yes. And you guys can get his history. Well, this specific story, Mahalo My Dude, on your page.
Yeah.
You can watch it. You can talk about your little story.
About Mahalo My Dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the introduction, the brand
The
introduction
introduction
video
of Mahalo My
is
Dude.
on Mahalo My Dude.
Right.
It kind of goes through what you've been talking about.
Yeah, that was our first channel trailer. We've, like I said, we've been on YouTube for 10 years, but we've never actually made a channel trailer. And the channel trailer is the video that people go to your channel and they learn what you're all about.
Right.
And it's taken us a long time to kind of figure that out. Like, what are we doing, right? And that video kind of just explains my come up from mountain biking, making films in my backyard with my friends, getting into comedy, sketch comedy, turning it into a career. I shot action sports, mountain biking primarily for 5 years, and then kind of turned it into YouTube full time. Realized that, hey, it's pretty fun. We can do things totally on your own with no rules, no agency, no brand, no nothing. Yeah. And
that's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your guys' history. You've had a very organic growth throughout the 10 years, it seems like. Nothing was forced. It was just you doing what you like, and you realize that it's working, so why not keep fulfilling that dream? And I don't know. I like your guys' content a lot.
I would say organic is a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think we like prided ourselves. I don't know if this is something to be proud of, but we've prided ourselves by never have really spent any money on advertisement.
Dude, that's something to be
That's
very
awesome.
proud of.
But I feel like we're
hard.
losing out because
Yeah.
we could be putting a little bit of money into some advertisements and getting some great results out of that.
Because it's like
I think
pay
it's
to play these days now, and it's like
Yeah,
in a sense,
especially
That speaks wonders about your content too, though, because if you're not putting that advertisement money, and today's social media favors people that do that, that just kind of means that your content's good enough where word of mouth is working for you.
Right.
And
that, And really that was just how we tried to have our videos go viral.
Yeah.
I mean, having our first video go viral was the first real moment where we were like, oh crap, we got the bug.
what happened when you guys saw it. You're just like, wait, what? Like,
oh, it was just insane. I think it was like 2011. It was a music video, and yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people involved in that, a lot of friends, and it was just absurd to see the views just climbing so high. We were in the Apple store and we were like checking the views, like, yo, how's the video doing? We just posted like 2 hours ago.
just like on the computers on the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's
And
awesome.
it had like, we only posted like a few hours, and it was like 50,000 views, 100,000 views like the next day. And I was like,
That's
wow,
awesome.
this is crazy. So we thought we nailed it once. Well, let's try to figure it out again.
right.
And
Awesome.
it's
That's
been
legit.
organic. It's just, we kind of had a knack for figuring out what people like to watch. We find that we like to make fun of things. We take the piss out of everything.
Yes.
We like to make fun of things, and people like to make fun of themselves too. It's not just us.
100%,
So
definitely.
we kind of like help people do that, make fun of themselves.
I love that. That's good.
When
'Cause we do
people-
the same thing.
Yeah, especially in mountain biking, it's a sport that takes itself very seriously, and it's very performance driven.
Right.
But we take a totally different approach where we just try to poke fun at what it's really like.
Yeah. Just
Right.
being real.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what we do with the TV, film, entertainment industry. It's kind of like why we're kind of doing this podcast, is just kind of poking in places that people don't want to poke in.
Yeah, well, we noticed, especially in our industry, like, people don't do this type of stuff, right? It's always like, we were just talking about this before you guys got here. It's a very serious thing.
There's no comedy.
There's no comedy, and it's all about tutorials and just like talking business.
This is how you
and
do it.
This is how you do it. You know, if you're an entrepreneur in the production world, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
like, these are some
exactly.
tips. That's like, I mean, we love podcasts like that because you learn a lot, but we also enjoy the stuff that's more personable and just chatting, you know?
Yeah. And there's so much more value to hearing like the funny stories and like the oh shit moments than like the professionalism. Because like you get on set and it's like stuff goes wrong and it's not the most professional environment at times. And it's like this shit happens, but nobody talks about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think our inspiration really was just living these moments and being like, that's a sketch, that's a scene, that's a funny joke, right? And then videos just start
do
from
that.
there, right? Yeah.
So we do that all the time.
We do it all
We
the
just
time.
don't implement it in
No,
the
we
video.
can't. We don't do it. We're
Yeah.
like, this would be hilarious.
this
We
would-
should do this, and we do these sketches like just on the spot. We don't
In
even
our
realize we're
minds.
doing it, and then we're like, oh my god, that actually would be funny.
It'd be
But
so hilarious.
We just don't.
And you guys
Yeah.
do it.
you do it. We don't.
So can you speak a little bit to like
That brings up a good
the
point,
creative process of the comedy sketches? Like what does it just come to you randomly and then you write for it, or do you just jump into it, like production, post-production, all that stuff? Like what's your process to
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to nail down and like just speak generally on what the process is, because I've done so much stuff just across the board, just whether it's my own stuff, crazy ideas, music videos, or client-based stuff where they already have some sort of, because we make our own sketches, but I've done a lot of commercial stuff in my career as well. But in terms of the fun stuff, the comedy, I would say a lot of the time it does just kind of start with like one little tiny joke.
Like and then you're all cracking up, and you're like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like you have this one little joke, this is one little seed, and you kind of just like build around it, right? And then suddenly you have a start, and suddenly, at some point you have an end, and you're like, okay, I think this will turn into something. And, you just work at it. It usually starts with a little idea, and then we'll have a brainstorm session. So I get togethers. It could be myself. It could be me and one other person. It could be me in a room with 6 other people.
Right.
Sometimes I'll have on some experts. One project comes to mind is how to be a rock climber or how to be a skier. 2 videos that I knew nothing about. I wasn't a skier. I wasn't a rock climber. And I had to have an expert with me to like basically interview them. And
right.
Try to find out like all the dirt. Like,
and then you just made fun of the parts that were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just like interviewing people to try and find like what can we make fun of here? Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then, I think it just starts with like a couple solid brainstorm sessions into a script. And yeah.
And just execution from there, right?
Yeah.
But you guys also executed very well. I mean, direction-wise of the storytelling, like you have
carries you through.
Clear, but you have a very clear path of like how you guys direct yourselves and direct your stories. And that's why they're so captivating, I think, in my mind. Because like the story just flows so very organically.
We do so many different types of videos. Like we have our sketch comedy, which is it's narrative work. You have to script it out and you have to try and figure out a beginning, middle, and end before you shoot. But then we work on a lot of projects that are adventure based, and we just want to go out into the wilderness and go ride our bikes and film. And we don't want to necessarily go out there and try to figure out beforehand, well, what's the story we're going to tell? What's going to happen, right? We just want it to happen organically.
Yeah.
Well, that's the intro.
That's the intro and the outro.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. We're with the Reelbros. We got one of 3 pissing in the toilet right now. We don't know where he's at. We're in Phil's mansion right now.
That's so good.
Even though you guys do a lot of variety of content, there's still elements to it that it's one of your films. Like whether it's the mountain biking or the how to be a rock climber, at the end of the day, like you still have your stylistic input into that video, and it's like it's a Matt Dennison in an IFHT film. So how would you describe your style of filmmaking, or like your genre of what you do? I know that's a really difficult question, but like let's spitball it.
And I know you were just saying how like you guys went through that process of asking yourself the same question. Like, what do we do? Like when you had to make the trailer for your channel, like what are we actually doing?
A bit of some.
Have you guys gotten any
soul searching, some brand identity?
Have you guys gotten any bit closer to figuring that out? Like, how would you describe it?
Well, to answer your question, I was thinking about this recently. Like, what is our style of video, or what is my style of video? And I guess for one, my voice is in a lot of them, so
sure,
it's pretty easy to
that's part of the brand.
To recognize for sure. I don't know. It's really hard for me. Kaz, how would you describe how would you describe a Matt Dennison video?
A Matt Dennison video.
No, not Matt Dennison video. An
IFHT video. Okay. A lot of really good shots. The banger shots, and then funny moments, funny scenes. People being stupid.
That's great. That's great.
Okay. So Matt tends to look to be like a bit of a perfectionist sometimes.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of attention to detail in the audience, how they're viewing it, and he really gets in the mind of like somebody watching this and their attention span. Yeah. So at like a lot of times when you're watching an IFHT video, there's not a lot of gaps where the audience, there's no attention there. So that's something common in a lot of IFHT videos. And then just mountain biking and the action sport industry in general, we're fast paced, and then mix that with comedy and being comedic. It all ties together.
I think another thing that's special about the way your videos come to be is the transitions between topics in the videos and the subject. So like a lot of time people when they're editing, they're not good at transitioning, right? And your way of editing and filming, it just flows really nice, You watch a 3-minute video or however long, and it's
You're like, oh, we're at the end.
yeah. Where some people, a lot of people on YouTube,
You're immersed in it, in the storytelling.
right? You're not immersed in how long the video is. You're just
immersed
completely in the story. Yeah,
exactly.
I think that pacing, it's a great point, Andrew. Pacing is a huge thing for me the whole way through. I mean, really, for an edit to come together for me, I'm just like watching it over 1,000 times, from the very, very beginning. And that's how every editor edits a video, I'm sure. But
I can't edit
I
anymore.
probably am watching it an obsessive amount. Like, from when you only have 1 second on the timeline to 5 seconds on a timeline, 10 seconds. Like, I'm watching it over and over and over and over again. And, to when you have 8 minutes down on the timeline, 20 minutes down on the timeline, I'm just watching it back from the beginning to get to a point where I don't notice anything that needs to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And sometimes it takes me so long.
Yeah.
And just to get that pacing right, where every moment just kind of feels right, that's definitely what I strive for.
I also think you have a very, very deep understanding of who you're making the video for. And I think that rings true when the videos are released because they resonate with people. And I know that's what led me onto your content. Is I was watching and I was like, damn, this is dope. And like, this is a great film. It's funny. It's captivating. Like I'm not bored of watching it and I want to see more. And like, it left me waiting for the next video to come out and stuff like that. So I think you have developed this understanding of like who you're making them for. And you are so committed to that shows in your work.
You wanted the next video and then it didn't come out for 8 months.
Yeah.
That's kind of what our upload schedule is like.
Yeah,
we do have
it was rough.
Is that how the weekly upload came to be?
That's always been
that's
where your girlfriend came in, the managing part of it, right? There's the weekly part.
Yeah, Breck definitely whips us into shape. That's been one of our challenges is consistent content.
It's not
on
easy.
YouTube, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
You gotta be uploading consistently. You gotta play the game. You gotta play with the algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we make a variety of so many different videos, and we do try to understand our audience. Who are we making it for? And we've made videos from rock climbing to hockey to high school. Just what other fire off some other how to be's. We have road biking,
Canadian, American.
how to be Canadian, how to be American. We have like 15 of these how to be.
Dude,
videos.
it's so good.
The first one was Vancouverite. And that was the easiest, right? We started with the thing that we knew best was how to be where we're from.
Awesome.
And then a realization that, hey, we could do another one of these. We could do the next thing that we know the most about, mountain biking. So then we made how to be a mountain biker. And then it was kind of just like, oh, what else do we know a lot about? And now, we get all these emails from fans that they want whatever they love, right? So it's like, do rowing, do golf, do soccer. And
That's so cool.
I would love to do them all. I know that every single one would be hilarious.
Exactly.
And I know that every one of those activities just has nuances, little funny things that happen, like funny arguments that you get into,
Oh, absolutely.
all those. Yeah. We like to poke fun at daily life and just things that happen.
That's
day
great.
to day.
It keeps everything chill.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think like going from that, do you want to do those things that those your fans are sending in? Is that something like you guys actually are trying to pursue or no?
It'd be nice, but it's hard just because you only have so much time,
Right.
Yeah.
and money.
Right. Yeah,
And
sure.
I mean, if I had all the money to make all the how to be's that have been requested in the last 5 years, I'd try my hardest to do it.
Right.
But I can't. It's kind of sad that like you have to take some ideas with you to the grave. I kind of,
That
yeah. like
Sucks,
it's because my mind is always firing these ideas, all these like, whether it's just a scene, a shot, a little line in a script, or a full movie, or a full YouTube video. There's just so many things, and it's like you have to pick and choose. Which ones are you going to commit to? Because prior to this year, I was only making probably like 20 videos a year.
Really?
Now, yeah.
Wow.
And now we're doing at least 52.
Oh, man.
And so you have to
Wow.
pick and choose. And even when you're making 52, it's still really hard. You have
Right,
way
definitely.
more ideas on the board than when you're actually executing.
Do you guys have like time limits for your films now that you're doing so many more, or you're like, I can only do like 2 minutes or 3 minute films now, or is it just like, is it random?
Not really. Oh, I don't have to
Nah,
rush.
No worries.
We're not that famous yet.
Hopefully. We'll have more mics then.
All right, so for time, a few weeks ago, we're like, oh, we'll just do an easy video. We'll do like a cafe crawl. We'll get on our bikes, go get some coffee. Kaz and I come back. We put all the footage in. We load up. Matt was working on another project at the time, and I start cutting it down. We're at 20 minutes of like footage that I don't want to cut anymore. Like I'm like, no, all these are funny jokes.
No way.
We or probably even more than it was probably like
it was 30 minutes.
It was 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, it was at 30 minutes. Then we cut down another 10 minutes. We're left with one of the longest videos we've done in a while.
That's legit.
And yeah, we thought that one was going to be like just a fast, get it out of the way, but get what you get. And
I like that. I think
out.
that's good that there's like no structure to it. Just like you create what you create in that moment.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's the balance. You have no structure, which means you have freedom to do what you want, but you have no structure, so you don't necessarily know what you're doing week to week to week. You have to kind of make it up on the fly.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so there's upsides and there's downsides to it.
Right.
And
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
So we're at NEB in 2019 right now, and this is your first time, you were telling me, at NEB, and it's it's a big place, and you say a lot of scary stuff. People are super smart and stuff that I thought I was smart, and I'm like, nope, not happening.
Yo, play the. There's a lot of scary stuff out there now.
A lot of scary stuff.
Dude, he's nailing these buttons. I
John,
can't remember these.
Nah,
Get off the
2019, never
soundboard.
forget.
I can't do this. But
It's like a
like,
game of Simon.
yeah, there you go. But like you were talking about earlier before we got on, and you were like, I don't really keep up with the new tech. I'm not a guy that just like for what you create on YouTube. That's not something I like to focus on. And but it resonates with a lot of other people. I feel like it's not all really about the new stuff always. You have the tools that you have at the point. Like
It's about
talk
the storytelling.
About that. Talk about how you
Which brings up a good point. NAB 2019's the theme is storytelling.
Yeah.
They have it everywhere. What's your story?
Yeah. I feel like 5 years ago there was this change in the film industry where every single person who was in the industry on their website, they had to put storytelling. There was like a change.
I know.
Right?
You can be more on point. Like,
And now it's like that's kind of blown out. Like storytelling.
It's generic as shit.
And then we saw this. We saw NAB pulling up. We're like, "Are you kidding me? We are storytelling."
How much did you pay for that tagline?
Yeah.
And I feel like back in the day, I feel like truly part of our success was our authenticity, and now it's everybody is authentic.
Yeah. No,
Now
totally.
it's kind of hard to pick out. Like, well, who's actually like a good authentic storyteller here? But
Right.
anyway, storytelling is What was the question?
The question was like,
It's okay.
you were talking about when we were walking up to the room is you don't really pay attention to the new tech and how that and how you use what you have now to tell your stories. Tell us a little about how you do that, because that could resonate with a lot of people on
He's probably in the closet tech guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to admit he likes all the toys, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone loves toys, but
The guy rocking the 1998 JVC dad cam,
Which
literally
definitely
we
we're gonna get into that dad cam later.
Oh, we were walking
that
up to the
thing is
lobby.
amazing.
We were walking up to the lobby meeting Matt, and we're like, how are we gonna, they're probably over here somewhere. Matt's like, I think I'm in the lobby, and then all of a sudden we see these guys roll up, and you got VHS. We're like, oh,
And
definitely
the
them.
loudest,
Definitely them.
And the
like
loudest
Bahama shirts
It's great.
ever.
It's great.
Love
we're
it.
like, well, there they are.
That's definitely them.
It reminds me of my last
Meanwhile,
job. The DP at night said, "Why are you dressed like that?" I was like, "This is how I dress."
Fuck off.
We don't have any video feeds, so you can't see how polar opposite we are. Matt, you pointed it out.
Oh my God.
We're blacked out, murdered out, and they just,
And they're
floral.
all-
We're a vibe right now.
Hawaiian
print.
It's
Button up.
it's
great.
Tropical
Phil-
Hawaiian night.
They are
Phil
here
say?
to party.
I feel guilty I didn't change.
What did Phil say? It was like a midlife crisis shirt.
Something like that.
Back to tech. Back to tech, boy.
tech.
Let's
Tech.
talk
Let's
tech.
get in on
Let's
that
talk
tech.
tech. No,
Talk about
I'm
your process with your gear.
it's hard to balance being a director, an editor, a script writer. I kind of do everything across the board.
Sure.
So amongst all that, like all the creative that I have to do, it's really hard to keep up with the gear. Like I'll spend like 7 hours on B&H to buy an articulating arm. Like to buy the right one. I'm
There's a
mad with
lot
how,
of companies out there now
Yeah.
with anything. whether it's heads.
I'm stretched out, guys. I can't. Can you help me with the articulating arm? I can't figure it out. I don't know. It's the black one, the green one. This one's got a tighter knob on it. I don't know which one I want to do.
But there's like 2 people in this one. They said this is shit.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
one's
Should
got
I
4
trust the 2
stars.
reviews with the 1 star? Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, we've been through the same process.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of crazy stuff out there for sure. It's really cool though. I got to try the anti-gravity cam.
Oh,
that was really
yeah.
sick. I'm really pumped on that.
I saw that today.
I would love one of those. I don't know if I could operate that on my hoverboard though, because I've been operating my Ready Rig and Ronin Red setup on my hoverboard.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how I shot time zones.
Yeah.
You're
Nice.
living over in like 2023 right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
Was that like the wraparound shot in time zones outside on the? Was that a parking garage? I believe.
Yeah.
Or just outside, or
yeah.
or was it a roof or?
That was
outside
that
shot
was
was
waterfront. That was
Oh,
waterfront in Vancouver.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
pretty much a parking lot. Yeah.
Dude, the background, everything. But was that with the board?
The vibe was
With the board,
perfect.
yeah.
dude, it's sick.
Yeah, I didn't see any hoverboards on the NAB floor.
No, I saw this bicycle thing.
I saw a Segway.
Oh yes, the bike.
Yeah.
There was a really sick bike.
Is that with the
Was that-
speed rail on
was
the
that
front of it
innovative?
and stuff like
No, that was a
It
tricycle.
had a huge jib arm.
on the bike?
It yeah.
Oh,
it
man.
had some actually. Huh?
Yeah, the tricycle.
Yeah, the tricycle.
3
With the
wheels.
speed rail up
Oh, it was a
front.
tricycle. Yeah.
And he had an arm on
speed
it?
rail
Yeah.
on the stable.
Yeah.
Who was
wild.
that?
That was some Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't know.
I saw
But it looked
innovative with
sweet.
some push 3-wheel thing.
Maybe it's like a dolly.
I think it was innovative. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
But I try not to get too distracted with the gear these days. I'm kind of I only recently have I'd say within the last year did I work on my first project where I was truly just the director and I just kind of stood back and I let another person shoot it.
Wow.
And
How'd you feel?
it was great. I was like, wow, I have a lot of time to look at this monitor. I feel like I'm not being useful. Should I get up and do something? I should do something here because I just felt useless. But I guess it's kind of my point, just to look at the monitor and really, and just think out what's really going to happen.
Sure.
So it gave me more time that I had never had before.
Yeah, but that's why your stories are so much stronger because you do focus on that more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have that time on set. And even just to the level of gear that we've gotten to with our Reds and our gimbals, you spend a lot of time with just fiddling with cords and batteries and just everything,
All
right?
the accessory bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
Storage.
Fuck, we didn't bring this cable. Or we forgot the batteries.
There's always
Yeah.
one thing that's $50 that just screws the whole setup for us at least.
And
It's always the smallest thing.
Yeah,
too.
the smallest thing.
always the smallest.
But it's a funny it's not a funny perspective. It's a cool perspective seeing that how you focus so much on your storytelling and how now us going into real motion, it is about the gear.
Yeah.
In a sense,
Yeah.
what we use is how we are able
Right.
to get those specific type of shots.
Yeah.
And so seeing your perspective of how you just see not focusing on new tech as a time management thing for you to be able to focus on your stories as a cool perspective.
Yeah, I just like to. I think I've realized that to get to a higher level, to work on some more ambitious projects, I'm gonna have to step away from the camera. But it's still something that I want to do is play with the camera. I go through waves.
Yeah.
Either waves where I kind of miss editing, I miss filming,
Yeah.
I miss directing, I miss writing.
Because you used to do it all by yourself back then.
Yeah.
But now you got people and you got a team and
kind of float through some waves of creative waves of what is that what I want to do now? And
right.
Yeah, I don't really know how it's gonna turn out in 5 years from now, what my role will be, because I kind of like it all.
Right.
It's just how I grew up, but wow,
That's legit.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of in the same spot. I mean, it's still to this day we don't just do one thing, right? We haven't have a passion for it all. Sometimes I like to be on the edit. Sometimes I like to shoot it. Sometimes we only have one person shooting, then we have this person editing. So we get people all the time that ask us what are your roles exactly? We can kind of give them a general, perspective on that, but for the most part,
small team though. There's only
we're a
3
small
there's 3
team, and when you're a
partners, and we
small
got
team,
2 other guys that are now starting to train with us. So we're used to taking a lot of different roles like you guys are.
Yeah.
it's really hard to define your role. That's I think that's
part.
one thing that we haven't nailed down. Is
But I think should you have to define your role now?
In a business,
I think that's the new age of filmmaking.
No, I think that's such a traditional mindset on business, though.
It is.
I mean, it helps, I guess, at certain levels of projects and
It's
stuff.
organization is in my
If
mind.
if you're working with a very small team, which you guys are accustomed to, I'm sure, you make sure that you pick the people that are like the best people to work with you, both on like a friend level and like a professional level and stuff. You pick the right team around you that leads to success. And our guest last night talked a lot about the people that he surrounded himself around to be successful at stuff. Right. So like, it's 2019. Does everybody have to have one specific role?
I'm not
they
saying
can have
that,
stuff that they're really good at.
Yeah.
I think it's empowering for people to know what their role is. It kind of helps them focus.
Right. That's why.
But it's
organization in a way.
It's organization. It's efficiencies.
Yeah.
But it's also, of course, you want to hire the best.
Sure. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta. I think you have to have some idea of what you're doing.
Well, at least like give someone a role. Like they don't even have to be good at what they do in that specific era. Like, I need Brandon to do audio, and maybe I can do it too, but he does it better, so just let him do it. You got to divide and conquer.
Play to your strengths.
Yeah, but you got to divide and conquer, especially when you're running a business, which we both are. You've got to set roles, because if you don't set roles, you get very clustered and flustered with each other. Like, oh, you didn't do that. This didn't happen. It's like if you set those guidelines, you're allowed to, be free with each other, and you can, kind of trust what they're going to be doing.
Yeah. And it's something that we're learning. This is
it's
April now. It's our 4th month being full time. It's a team of 4.
No way.
And we've had a lot of great growth, and there's been a lot of good exercises.
4 months, you guys are like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
At least you have like your brand, like you were talking about earlier, your brand identity and where you guys want to go. Like 4 months in, you're already talking about, okay, wait, where are we really going?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it was a big jump.
Yeah,
big jump. Big scary
and
jump.
then you're talking about your LLC too. That was a big jump, right?
Absolutely. That was, and we were just really forced to go corporate because we were working with CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting. Is it the company or corporation? I mixed that up in a video once, and I had to change it.
It's CBC.
It's the CBC. We had to go corporate to work with them, and it was like, oh man, okay, well, I guess we're really doing that.
Like you guys need to be
just to sign the contract. We had to have a business name
LLC.
and have insurance and stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah, it was a huge moment. Just knew that there was gonna be a lot of work ahead. But yeah, I mean, really, all you can do is take it one step at a time.
You could take two steps.
Yeah, 2 if you're real solid. But I mean, like I said, it's like one step at a time, and you just, before you know it, you can look back and be like, wow, hey, this is all kind of simple now, and I have a really good understanding of this, because some of the stuff that I do day-to-day basis, just like admin stuff, is stuff that I was absolutely terrified, and I avoided at all costs to take care of.
Right.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah. That goes into like my next question is, what was a project you worked on, and like, what scared the crap out of you? When did you get scared?
Yeah.
And like, how did you kind of...
What had like so much uncertainty in it, and then you were like, we're still going to do it. We'll find a way to do it.
Like,
that was probably our last project. Kaz and Andrew weren't there with me, but that would be my last project in Italy.
Whoa.
Hey,
really?
I think that speaks that
was that the Trek bike project?
Yeah.
I love that
That's
video, by
scary.
the way.
It's not out yet.
Oh, what's the first one? The electric bike one.
That one.
Yeah.
No, that one.
That one was...
Yeah, that one was adventure. That one had a whole lot of uncertainty.
Well, there's a new one.
So you have
this
a new
one's
one out.
This one's coming out in May.
Okay, you said it scared you, and it's Trek bikes. What about that project scared you?
The producing a narrative halfway across the world in a country where I don't speak the language, and it's on the side of a cliff, Amalfi Coast. And I have to source a whole bunch of random things, like a child actor and an ape car.
Oh, what?
It looks like ape car.
Oh,
Ape car. Ape car. It's I think ape means honeybee car. It's like a little 3-wheel car you may have seen in like Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. It's got a little bed.
Yep.
And it's what people pick up their groceries in.
Yeah, just like a little grocery getter.
Need to find one of those. Needed to find mountain bike trails in an area where mountain biking isn't super popular yet. It's picking up speed, but it's not super popular. It's a whole bunch of things that I needed.
Did you have a team?
Tell this story.
You?
I had a team. I had
how much of the roles did you play in that?
How much of the
did you play everything? You were just managing those people, or was it?
So I was producing it on my own until I would say maybe like I would say 5 days before we left. I had to ask Instagram
Really?
if there's anybody in the Amalfi Coast area or Naples area who could help me with a project.
Yeah.
And we had a young man named Antonio from Italy who was a big fan. And he was our 22-year-old producer extraordinaire who helped us. He was like our translator, and he just made miracles happen every single day.
That's the power of social media right there.
Oh man, sick. It was amazing. He killed it for us. I just had that guy. I had that guy on the phone all day, making calls, putting things together. But it was just, there was so many things that we needed to put together to make that happen, and it was really tough because we had a really high level athlete, Yolanda Neff, with us, who's an Olympic cross country athlete.
Oh man,
she's world champ. She's one of the fastest women in the world right now.
Really?
And she's super talented, and she has a very performance driven lifestyle.
Sure.
And film is the exact opposite of her schedule. Like we just go for like 12-hour days, no problem. We're eating pizza. Like let's get the shot. Let's set it up for 30 minutes. And but Yolanda needs to train. She needs to train hard. And so it was really hard to kind of balance that.
So the schedules are difficult.
Scheduling was so difficult. And I don't have a real team. It's kind of something that, like, not like a real team. Like, I mean, like a traditional team. I have a real team.
Yeah.
We're the real bros out here, but we don't have a traditional team. I don't have at this point, I don't have like a producer. I don't have an agent. I don't have a bunch of production assistants, whole camera team, lighting team.
Right.
And so we're kind of just, I don't know, I think it's kind of a janky team. We're kind of putting things together just flying by the seat of our pants, right?
Sometimes they're the best teams though.
Yeah.
I got it right here.
I watched Time Zones. I'm gonna say I watched it when it like first came out,
dude. Fucking.
And I was
lit.
like,
He's the one that
it's a
introduced
fucking
me to
vibe.
Manila
And
Gray.
I showed all
headphones on. We're rolling.
my Spotify playlist last year. My most played artist was Manila Gray. I spent like 20 hours listening to Time Zones by itself, and then we watched the music video like probably 100 times.
Yeah,
It
so
was
he
that good.
Dude,
Alex is the one that
fucking
introduced
good.
me to Manila Gray, and it was.
And then I found out I didn't know you shot it at first. And then I found out that you shot it. I was like, oh fuck, makes it better.
Probably didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you shot it, honestly.
Yeah.
Until Alex was like, you shot, are you kidding? That's like mountain bike. It's totally opposite.
Yeah. It's fun.
Filmmaking. It's almost in a way.
So let's talk
Totally
about
opposite.
it.
Let's do it.
I want to know. I'm curious too. So you can kind of run it through your head as we're talking about it. I want to know how you met them. Like, what's your connection to them? Like, did they just like come to you? We'll hit. Are we live right now?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like how did the relationship come?
The reason we asked is because a lot of our success has come through connecting with other people. So like we meet someone that knows someone that knows someone, and then we finally get into that position of being able to execute a project we've always dreamed about.
Right.
Or you shoot those like free music videos, and then that leads to like a friend of a friend, and they're like better.
Our
Or
first
you show
music,
your music
our first
video and
music
stuff like
video
that.
was free.
Yeah, it was.
Good
How was
shit.
the process to get to meet someone?
Totally
with a
different,
talent
totally
like
organic. Back to the organic thing. We've just been homies since like grade 12 or something
No
like
way.
that. Yeah, like
So it just happened. You're like, dude, let's shoot something.
and it's not
No,
quite
it
like
wasn't
that.
that
It's
easy?
been an investment of time. Like I've been making these videos with these guys for years and years and years. And yeah, it's not our first. And
that is so interesting.
But we've come a long way, and we, I would say Time Zones was a moment where we kind of really figured things out.
Sure.
Kind of knew like a really solid creative direction to take things in.
Right.
Were they just like working out of their house? You know what I'm saying? Like you said they were high school friends. So were they doing music then and they were trying to make it, or?
Oh yeah. They've been making music since I've been making YouTube videos, and we've just always kind of bounced our creativity off each other. We've helped each other out over the years, and like I said, it's been an investment. that's all it ever really has been. It's just like sometimes I'm working on these music videos,
Yeah.
and I'm
And you're
just
just
thinking
like,
like,
why?
damn, this has been a long process.
And where's
The first time
where's
I
the
heard
money?
the first time I heard Manila Grey, I was like, are they signed to OVO? They have to be signed to OVO. And I was like, and he told me no, and I was like,
He's got a face over here. That was a good one.
was that a
He's
good
got-
face?
Yeah,
that was a maybe one day face.
Yeah. There you go.
See, they need to. I mean,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
good.
Yeah, but talk about time zones.
I'm so fascinated
the
by the
creative
process
process.
that you guys have known each other for so long, and you guys have kind of done this totally separate storyline of like creative like process, like you film and their music, and like you guys are still, you're making your own success in your own space, and you're able to maintain that relationship. And I think that's like such a beautiful, like mutually beneficial relationship. And I understand that investment that you guys have made in each other.
We've
And
done
that's
it.
because you guys have known each other long enough that you believe in each other.
Yeah.
And that really shows
Yeah.
in the work.
Yeah.
And like Manila Grey has been a huge reason for me to take these big scary jumps.
Nice.
They were the figures early in my life where they really wanted to make it, and they realized, well, shit, if we're gonna make it, then we gotta act like we're gonna make it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And
Fake it till you make it.
they just put a lot of that mindset into perspective
Yeah.
for me. And it's just always been like, we've just always been like kind of leveling up together, doing things, and time zones is just like, it's just one of those moments.
That's
It's just a
awesome.
level
Just
up
clicked.
moment.
It's
right?
so funny because I don't know if you probably don't, but Deli Every Day was our first music video. He's a local Arizona rapper in Phoenix, and he just actually finished 365 songs.
Yeah, he made a
song
challenge
every
in
day.
A song a
2018
day.
to release a song every day.
No
He did
way.
it.
And he
did it.
records at a local music studio, Digilabs.
Yeah.
And he got inspired originally from
Gary V.
Gary Vee
Yeah.
to
He said something on
yeah,
his
Gary Vee
podcast.
he's like, there's gonna be an artist someday that comes out with a song every day. And this was after like Casey Neistat did the whole vlog every day. So like that was going around, and he called he just called that out, and
He took it
Deli got
seriously.
inspiration on that and took advantage. And anyways, we spent the last year shooting with Deli.
for free, and we love it, and we love him. He's a great guy. We spent, like you said, a lot of time and a lot of investment
Making that investment.
into our first music video was with him, and then we kept going from there. And he he's kind of climbed his own ladder, and we've climbed ours, and we've done other music videos with other people from there. But that's still a person we still work with to this day. We're making a documentary right now, actually, and we just kind of invested ourselves in a way. Relationship wise, or just being a friend. I think not like as like a future, like this thing's gonna like blow up.
Yeah,
And
but-
good, you never know. But
Well, no, but I think a huge part of that was we saw talent in him.
Yeah.
And he was a super nice guy. His music wasn't just generic. He put a lot of passion
did.
and heart into it.
He does.
And we could see that. We always say real recognizes real. And so that was a big step forward for us in the music videos.
But it's funny, Manila Grey is your Deli Every Day in a way.
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. They're just the best dudes. They're some of my best friends.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, I want to see them make it. And I have some things that I own in my camera bag that I can help them make it. I can help them make it.
Yeah.
So why not?
Exactly.
And I want to see them succeed. So yeah, I just put my heart and soul into what they do. And another thing is that the music industry, getting a peek into the industry and how it works, just kind of like the chess game that it is so fascinating to me.
Yep.
And I like to just kind of take little bits I learn from those guys and apply it to my own, my own game, my own chess game,
That's awesome.
which is YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. But like in time zones, like when you were lighting you said the loft, what did you picture? Did they come up with some of the creative vision for that, or was that kind of like an accumulation of your team being like, I think it looks like this?
We just kind of wanted, like, I think really we're just like watching music videos. We're watching a lot of music videos out of Toronto, and there's a lot of cool kind of like party scenes that weren't like in your face, like EDM, like everybody's like rowdy
at the
It's just
camera,
kind of
like,
chill, chill. Everybody's having a good time, but
ignoring it, but
low key kick back.
Right. It felt like the camera was floating through a scene of
Yeah.
like a party that you were just there.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And
it's a vibe.
really it was just like, let's find a location. And
What was it? I want to know.
the location? Is,
Was it Airbnb or something, or was it like a friend's house, or?
Yeah, it was a homie's house
Dope.
above in Chinatown in Vancouver.
Very cool.
And it was above a fish store.
No.
Like you can buy a fish in a
Sick.
tank. So like you walk up to
Vibe.
you walk up the staircase, it's a little stinky. And you just tell like your actresses like, don't worry about it, it doesn't smell up here.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of actresses, so like how did you get all those people in the room? Did they help you do that? Did you get some people of your own? Did you shout out on Facebook? How did you get those people? Because we've done it before.
Yeah, that was
Sucks.
Manila Grays. That was their task.
Their squad.
There you go.
I don't know. It was like
It's been the same with
it
ours.
was,
deal
it was
with
just
it.
like all friends, and like
Okay,
all the
cool.
people who are in that have actually become cool, like close friends.
no
It's
way.
just pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. I love how you can do one project with a group of people, and you know you're like friends for like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
long
It just
time,
it
and-
clicks.
right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's cool.
That's awesome.
So you shot it with Red, right? Red Raven?
yeah.
And you said you had a ready rig, and what was it mostly shot on? Was it mostly on the Ronin?
It was shot on my Ronin 1, which we've just retired. We got
No
a
way.
Movi 15.
There you go.
The Red Raven, right?
We shot on the Red Raven with my Zine lens kit.
Nice.
Yeah.
We use seen a lot.
On my hoverboard.
Sick.
Did you use your hoverboard a lot, like even in the loft?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot,
we
a
used
lot.
it in the loft. We did a bunch of locations. Loft, the pathway, the skate park, the parking lot, and maybe, that was it. Yeah, and then we did like some car stuff. And
Okay.
yeah.
How
Yeah,
did
the
you
car
do the
stuff was
car
amazing.
stuff?
Hmm?
How did you do the car stuff?
The car stuff.
Yeah. Was the
hard.
camera
Like
hard
the
like?
passenger.
Did you have
driver.
a mount, or were you just holding it, or?
Car stuff out of the side of the window was just like a really cheap rental from some Vancouver camera shop. Really
Okay.
cheap. So hairball.
So like a suction
was-
mount, basically.
Yeah, suction
on the
mount.
side of
I,
the okay.
I was
Alright,
so
yeah.
scared that the red was gonna fall off
Oh
in
my
the tunnel.
gosh.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
God.
You didn't have any safety straps on it?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. Yeah,
One.
but
a rubber
it
band.
was just like, okay, because
Shoelaces.
there was a certain brand of gear that I wanted. I think it was like a spider suction mount, and I wanted that. And I think the company that I was renting from advertised that. And then when I got it, I realized that it was a knockoff. It was an Indian knockoff, and
Oh man.
I think maybe you even pointed it out, or Andrew, or someone pointed it out. And that's when I became very concerned that the red was going to fall off.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was one shot. And then we also did classic, like this is from my mountain bike world. Just like Ronin out of the back of a minivan.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Been there, done
Those
that.
days.
like shooting road biking and
Well,
all sorts of things.
It looked
Dude,
really good.
it looked good. You guys killed it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can't tell you how many times
We have
watched
another one
that music
dropping.
video.
I just
you?
finished one.
Wait, wasn't that
Oh,
one the
man.
drone?
Oh, is
Did
it
you guys do the one with
Shinobi
the
or-
drone?
Yeah, we did the drone one. Yeah.
Dude, that was
Okay, let's
epic.
talk about that because
That-
that was
That kind of fucked me up.
that process. We spent like 2 days on it in the office just watching it, trying to figure out how the fuck
Really?
you guys did it.
That makes
No,
me happy to
literally.
hear.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
wait
that
a
was a
minute.
project where we look back and we're like, we could have pulled it off
Yeah.
better, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know every detail of the
Yeah,
project.
no.
You
As
know
the creator of
everything.
it, you know every mishap, every little
Yeah.
jitter and stuff
the
like
worst
that.
at
Because we
that.
were like, did they have like the Free Flight Big Ulta and then they detached it and then I saw BTS and you guys were like just holding
Yeah.
I was
the
like,
Inspire
what?
too. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that's
Full
fucking
face
smart.
helmets. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It was,
cornfield, right?
it was a blueberry field.
Oh, blueberry.
In Richmond.
Blueberry. Whoa,
Ooh.
Yeah.
blueberry. How did I fuck that one up?
And that was a exhilarating shoot. It was,
How many shots did it take?
well, we probably did like 25, 30 shots in total.
No way.
But those weren't all like the real take.
Sure.
You know, maybe we got like 12.
Okay.
Okay.
How many batteries? Damn, that's a lot of flying.
I don't know.
A lot.
Was that the Inspire one? Was
See,
it-
that's what I'm saying. I don't have to worry about the batteries when I'm.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
No, I had my friends Byron and Carlo from Alterna Films
Okay, cool.
out of West Van. They're the geniuses behind the
Nice.
piloting the drone.
That was tricky flying.
It was very impressive to watch their communication
Sure.
of how they pulled that off with their headsets and just having people all over the field. And we had a bunch of people doing like the silly things. Like we had to have someone on playback running through the bushes, and we had 3 people in full face helmets, I think, catching the drone, or 2 people catching the drone. People running around, smoke machines, all sorts of things. Yeah. It's a oneer, so you have to coordinate it so it all happens at once, and that's always fun. I don't do a lot of oneers, but it's exhilarating. And when you're fighting, when you're fighting the drone, and you're fighting like special effects that we had zombie effects. When you're fighting light, man.
Who came up with the zombie idea?
Increases your blood pressure.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I mean, the
that was Manila Gray guys' idea.
Oh, it was all their idea.
Yeah, that was their vision. I just executed it. The whole idea behind that was, let's just do something quick and dirty, because we put a ton of time into the music videos, and I was like, let's just do something that takes like one day.
Yeah,
and that was
and you pick a oneer, and it's like the hardest thing you can do.
Yeah, that was not the case. And
it was rad.
Yeah.
It turned out really good. The makeup was good. Did you guys have a makeup artist obviously come over? Yeah. So was this like a collaboration deal, or was this like some friends again that were helping out with like smoke and stuff, or was this more of like a legit production on your end?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because you had the drone team coming in and stuff.
The people that asked to not get paid, you were like, oh, you just do it, right?
Well, with the droning was serious business, so we had to be like legally permitted for that.
Sure.
Right.
So that's why I'd say it's a little bit of both. But
definitely.
everybody, I mean, it's pretty. We're blessed. I'm in a very blessed situation to do what I do and have so many people watch my films, whether it's my IFHT stuff or Manila Gray stuff, because so many people just want to be a part of it and they want to help. And that's fantastic, because I want to include people too. I want to have new people on and as much as possible, and learn something and help.
That's awesome.
Definitely. Wow.
That's facts.
Boom.
There it is.
There you go, John. Finally.
Fucking learning those buttons.
That's the only button you know.
I like that fax button. It's good. What?
Oh, I forgot to mention in time zones the camcorder. I mean, we haven't really given much love to the JVC. I mean, the JVC is the hottest product at NAB 2019. You gotta get it. It's the video movie from 1998.
This JVC sitting on our table right now is signed by
Devin Supertramp.
The one and only.
Bless his soul.
Devin
Supertramp inspired a lot of my work, actually. His Kauai video, 4K in Kauai.
Yeah.
You know what's good when it's got 4K in the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually inspired a lot of the work that I do, so yeah, his
name is literally written on the LCD,
the side of the compact VHS JVC.
And I'm thinking of
and he got it today, right?
Yeah, or no, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking of doing a custom vinyl wrap on this.
Dude,
you should.
The JVC guys at the booth were pumped.
They were hyped
They're
on
so
it?
pumped. Yeah, we met the president of the branch. We met.
Oh man, they're like, this guy brought it in, boys.
Like we met one guy, and then it was just like, oh, I know who's gonna love this. We got to bring this guy over. And it was like, before you know it, we had like 5-6 guys all like wanting to take pictures with the camcorder, and like, I'm serious. Like we're walking around NAB with a red in one hand and the 1998 camcorder, SVHS camcorder in the other hand, and everybody is looking at the camcorder. Saying,
Always.
Oh yeah.
like, what is that? Or like laughing, getting kicked out of it, like just want to know something about it. Like, I told JVC to bring it back.
Yeah, they should.
It's a vibe. It's actually like trend. Like it's a trend.
100% is.
I'm trying to think like, why is it a trend? I think it's just because I was
thinking about this too. We were just in LA,
I think
and we were talking about this. Everyone's dressed like it's the 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's like this whole
every generation
nostalgia
wants to be like the generation before them.
There's like an obsession with nostalgia, I think too.
Exactly.
Like I made how to be a 90s gamer. That was another one that I made. It was just like, we just love the 90s, right?
Oh, dude, it's legit.
And I also think that there's an element of the technology just goes so far and it becomes so high tech. We're working with 8K cameras now. It's like, I don't have $100,000 for that camera. You know, hey,
I got this.
I got 3 million views, 3 million people looking at my camcorder that I shot, or a music video that I shot with a camcorder. It's like, what do I need the 8K for? Like, it has its applications, but it's not what you have, it's how you use it, right? It's the tools in your kit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's facts. That's facts.
Double trouble.
Appropriate.
So how did the camcorder come to be? What's the origin story of what's your first camcorder?
I think I was just really inspired by rap music videos and how they incorporate VHS. Like you have match cuts, you have like the real shot in, you know, in the 8K, and then you have the camcorder, which is like the same exact shot. And that's what I thought was really cool. And I always wondered if it was analog, if it was like real, or if they just applied a filter over it. And I don't know, I just got kind of interested in that and thinking about. There's such a contrast in the mountain bike world with the BMX world and skateboard world. Like mountain bike, the production quality in mountain biking is so high. You need like all the top end gear, cable cams, you need drones, you know, you need all the bells and whistles. But BMX and skateboard, you can get away with a lot with just like a fisheye and a camcorder, right? And it's sweet. It's great to watch, right? Right. So I was just interested in having a camera that could do that. And I asked my uncle if he still had his. He did. He found it. He gave it to me. It didn't work, which was really sad because that was the one that I remember he would walk around and point it at you during Christmas and not really just say anything. He's just like, you know, kind of just like surveying, surveying and just capturing the moment.
Right. That's awesome.
And then it was such amazing timing. My mom at work found one that was being thrown away and she brought it back home, and it was a 1997 JVC, and that was probably a week before I shot Time Zones, and it was just great timing because I used it during that music video, and then I used it a lot after that because I realized how sweet it was. I got a VCR. Got a VCR in my editing studio and just figured out how to digitize it and figured out a nice workflow. And yeah, it really wasn't that simple. You got to put in a little bit more effort because you actually got to like watch back the tape in full.
Right.
To save it. And then we used it for like a year. We used it in a lot of mountain bike stuff, and we just love it. And then it died, and I bought a new one probably a couple months ago.
Which is sitting here.
Yeah, and it cost $40, and the shipping was $60. The shipping was more expensive
than the camera.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So but Time Zones, like using the camera, how many times did you use it? Was it a normal thing? Was it on every set?
Oh yeah,
you
like
just whipped it out and just like
did a few shots with it.
Well, in the loft, I was fiddling with the red, and I just handed it off to like the girls or the guys, and I'm just like, you guys do whatever you want. And the
worked.
Tape from that night is amazing.
That's great.
It'll never surface, but it's amazing.
That's
so good.
That's funny you brought up skating earlier too. In the early days when we started testing the Defy cable cams, we took them out to Phoenix, and there's a local spot every Sunday that the skaters meet at, and we knew that. So we took our cable cam out there, we set up, and the skaters start showing up, and they have VHS.
Oh cameras.
And it was great. And they're all shooting. We have cable cam shots of.
It's on one of the reels actually.
Them shooting with the wide angle fisheye.
That's cool.
VHS cam.
Cool. And I was just like, yes.
Yeah. It's love or hate. I love to use it. I think that it takes down a barrier, this invisible barrier when you point a red in someone's face, and you like want them to like do something or perform, and they're just your friend, right? They're not an actor. It gets kind of intimidating because there's this huge cinema camera in front of you, right? But when you have the dad cam, everybody's like, hey! They want to goof around, and they want to use it like when you're done with the shot, and it just gets passed around.
That's great.
And
I love that.
That's true.
Sick.
Kaz, what do you love about the dad cam?
There's just a feeling about it. Like when you're using like a 35mm film camera, there's a feeling. You can't really explain it. And I think it's almost the same thing with the dad cam. It's on VHS. You can't really do much about it. You can't put like computer graphics on it. It's what you get.
It is what it is.
And there's just a feel to it that really appeals to everyone.
It's more about the moment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our daily camera too. If we're going out on the strip, we just bring the dad cam.
That's awesome.
That's great. I love the name dad cam too.
You got to get it wrapped like dad cam or something.
I'm gonna have to go and pick one up. I'm gonna have to go to like hit the Goodwills and stuff. And
yeah, you can shoot wherever you want with it too. Like you can take it to where you're not allowed to bring cameras.
And they're just gonna let it happen.
The probably thing that doesn't even work. No,
that's a prop.
There was a lady that came up to us inside a commercial building, and I was trying to hide the dad cam, and she comes up and says, "You are allowed to shoot in here."
No way.
Oh, no way. So I just whipped it out and just shooting everything.
Nice.
Legit.
Also, no one mentioned the zoom. The zoom is
Yeah, the digital zoom.
impeccable.
that is the best thing.
And there's titles built in. If it was my birthday 3 days ago on Saturday,
Yeah.
so we used the happy birthday filter.
Dude, happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks, man.
How old are you now?
27.
Get out of here.
Nice.
How old are you guys?
24.
24.
25.
So we're all the
Getting
same age, kind
Damn
of.
it.
Yeah, we're all young.
Damn it.
Got a life.
No,
We're just
no.
at stage of life where I can be not the youngest one in the room.
No,
Yeah.
dude, no. You're killing it.
So,
right
so I
now.
guess the question that everybody's going to be wondering is there going to be an NAB edit?
Yeah,
the VHS.
there's definitely going to be an NAB edit.
Good.
Oh, yeah, with the dad cam?
Good,
With
good.
dad-
Oh yeah,
plenty
with the
of
dad cam.
Hell
For
yeah.
sure,
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, we on my birthday we started the day with a ride on the North Shore in Vancouver.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shuttle laps with big group, solid group, and we got a really nice ride and super wet, and then we flew over.
That's
we flew
legit.
over and then
Nice.
came to NAB. So that's how our edit's gonna start. But then, yeah, we had to find like what can we make fun of here, and I think we found a good amount of things.
Oh, there's
Dude,
plenty.
I
There's
can't
plenty.
wait. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see it now. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've been to the trade. I've seen the trade show scene here
Yeah.
before with Interbike,
Mhm.
but not NAB. So I kind of had
Yeah.
some taste of like what it's gonna be like. But yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun. We had
Also
a lot
more
of fun.
funny than you
Yeah.
thought it would be. You can make more fun of
There,
it.
people at trade shows are either really awesome and dope, or they're just like
Yeah.
really nerdy, like terrible people.
Well, it's just like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you just look at them like, what did you
Yeah.
say?
What do you
is
do?
that real?
Like what? You
You-
sell this? What?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the guy who just tries to walk into the private party and take a Corona.
Oh God, we would get along so
Yes.
well.
Oh, it's so
We
good.
were talking about that earlier today.
We
walking
were.
through all the like booth parties. We're like, we should just become
Yeah,
friends with
and
these
then
people
and then
just
the
booth
high
hop.
the high end companies like Atomos and stuff, they have like the second story
Yeah.
with like the
Yeah, you
private
can't
bar,
go up there like,
open bar.
We're having beers up here by ourselves.
Alex and I were walking through, we're like scheming how we're gonna get
Just
in.
trying to finesse that.
That may have been where I got my beer.
This man is ahead of us, man.
Yeah, we're
I
He's the
saw
future.
bikes. I saw bikes.
Oh,
of course,
there you
of
go.
course.
Oh, true,
I
true,
saw that.
true.
Yeah,
Those
And-
guys were
and like the one
shredding.
guy that was working there knew us. He was a mountain biker
Sick.
from
Oh,
Germany.
nice.
Yeah.
No way.
Awesome.
Get
Friends.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's always nice
Nice.
when you meet a mountain biker.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's yeah.
We have a good buddy.
Derek Hildebrandt.
Yes, Derek. He is a BMX rider, but did like big bikes on jumps. I don't know what
Dirt
it was
jumps? He's like a
but it was a
stunt-
special thing. He
He's
like
like a
used big
stunt
bikes.
rider.
He used
He's
big
like a-
mountain bikes
yeah.
on like I don't know what it was, but he's rad. He
He does
does
crazy stuff with like
so
29ers and whatnot.
We use him for a lot of stuff that we like test out new equipment and whatnot, and we'll go up and do crazy stuff. We got
He's,
a cool project.
he's willing
coming
to
up with
send
him.
it.
We were actually
Actually-
wondering, do you guys mountain bike?
Shit,
Have you-
yeah.
I used to be really into that and BMX and stuff, and then I
No,
got
you
really,
got in a road
Yeah.
bike.
then I got into road biking and I became a scrub. So
I've got a couple mountain
and
bikes
fixies.
right now. I want to get really into it. I actually want to go to Whistler and do the summer stuff and the trails because I used
Yeah.
to do that in Texas. I'm from Houston, and there was trails. It wasn't like huge hills,
Pretty
stuff,
flat in
but
Texas.
People built jumps and ramps, and there was
Yeah.
ravines and stuff that we could go down. And so yeah, I mountain biked all the time. I love it. I love biking. I've been biking for. My dad put me on a bike that was 4 times the size of what I should have been on, and that's how I learned how to ride at that time. So I would have to fall off the bike on the grass because it's too tall. But yeah, I do. I want to go riding some. I mean, maybe we can meet up. We can go.
We'll have to find
go
our way
for a
up
ride.
there, yeah.
Let's fucking do
Hell
it,
yeah.
dude. I'm
We'll go up
down.
there. You guys come down to Phoenix, and then we'll just party.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
We'll have a VHS by then, so we can just like tag.
I'm gonna
team
strap
stuff.
it to my helmet while we're gonna go. Okay. It's gonna be like a GoPro, but like VHS GoPro.
I think we should go buy that tricycle tomorrow
Yes, let's fucking do it.
and
and put it on the
And then
trails.
Send it.
Yeah.
Put it on the trails.
Hell yeah.
yeah, it'd be
That's so
great.
good,
I think
dude.
one day we'll get a banger. We'll get a banger
Yeah.
together.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
Hey,
shape,
if we get
way,
the
or form.
We'll get the cable cam out there and we'll do some shit.
Or the jib.
Or the
We'll put no.
really.
We'll put the VHS on the cable cam.
We'll put the black arm on a bike and we'll.
Put the VHS.
Guys,
on that
honestly,
too.
we're probably not going to work together for a few years, and all your stuff's going to be obsolete. So
Oh man.
Oh,
Here we
yeah,
go.
it's going to
again.
be second gen.
We're
All
just
of
gonna
this
be
stuff's
right.
going to be trash.
It
Oh,
is. God damn it. Yeah.
That's right.
That's
So
forget
start
about
thinking
it.
in the future.
Yeah.
Dude,
We gotta get on the hoverboard game.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're
dude,
missing that boat. That's the future.
I honestly, they should have had me do hoverboard demonstrations here.
You should have.
You would have killed it. I bet.
That'd have been funny.
The
They should've had a-
Guess what? Anti-gravity rig next year.
Hey, we were at
You
Cinegear
on a
last year.
hoverboard.
We were
Boom.
at Cinegear last year, and there was a guy with an easy rig and a hoverboard, and he was just the entire show was going around.
Yeah,
It
but
was
he
No
just-
way.
suck. Matt
That's
would
a dream
kill it,
job.
though.
No,
That's a dream
yeah,
job.
I know. I'm just saying it was hilarious.
It's a dream job. That's awesome. Hoverboard cameraman. I want that job actually. That sounds sick. I'm very bad at driving those things. I can't do it. I eat shit
John
all
just
the
goes
time.
on blades. We call
Oh,
him.
I do.
Yeah.
I do blade.
Yeah.
Fruit boots.
Fruit booter.
Damn it.
I'm a hoverboarder. I mean, I can't really. There's just no name for it. Yeah,
2019, John. 2019, dude. You don't need blades.
Dude, anyway.
I had a hoverboard sent to me. Like I'm at the point in my
getting
hoverboard
sponsored?
career where I'm getting hoverboards.
Sponsorships. Wow, that's some next level stuff.
My
What's
latest
next level?
hoverboard makes F1 sounds, and you can't turn it off unless you activate the built-in Bluetooth speaker, which
No
is
way.
made for music videos.
Perfect.
It
There we
totally
go.
is.
Oh my God.
Didn't even think about that.
No.
Well, dude, guys, Matt,
Yeah.
Kaz and Andrew, I really appreciate you guys coming on and
It's been an
taking your time to come
amazing
up here.
time.
Yeah.
We were really looking forward to having you guys on and just talking about what you guys do, and it was awesome. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Fun.
Yeah,
For keeping it real.
Yeah.
Hey, we can bring this thing wherever. We'll go up to Canada. We'll bike and we'll do another podcast up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Version 2.
Let's do it, dude. Yeah. Well, I
Update.
appreciate it. I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future and where that takes you. And
Hopefully we can get on a project and
Yeah. Again, if you're ever in Phoenix,
make some dope
let us
stuff.
know.
We'll be
Come
there.
by the office.
Hey, we'll go to Canada too,
We'll go to Canada.
I love Canada.
You guys got something to make fun of? We'll make fun of it.
dude.
Hell
Let's do
yeah.
it. We got it. All right, Matt and Kaz and Andrew, we'll catch you guys.
Sign us off with a nice
on
sound effect there.
The freaking
You got to hit the sound effect, John.
oh, which sound effect?
Just hit them all up. Just hit 'em all.
That is
That's
good
appropriate.
mix.
There we go.
Just
we
a
go.
blanket sound effect
Yep.
on everything.
Boom.
You know what? I think we're going to keep that outro.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
fitting.
outro.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh,
we'll
man.
catch you guys on the mountain.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.